What's up, guys? It's Parallax Abstraction, and welcome to another episode of Indie Showcase, now exclusively on YouTube. Yes, indeed. I announced a little while ago that I was actually going to stop doing these live and start doing them on YouTube exclusively because I think it gives me a little bit more flexibility and the ability to give each game the attention it deserves. And in my survey, you guys agreed, so we're going to give this a try and see what happens here. But, well, I have a frankly stunning backlog of indie games to cover for you guys because it's been a number of months since I was able to do another one of these, so thank you to the various developers for being very, very patient with me. I appreciate that. And this is a game here that I actually tried to do live a little while ago, but it kept crashing OBS for some reason. But that was on my old kind of demonically possessed computer, and now we're on my new one, and it seems to be working fine, so we're going to give it a go. So yes, this is Chippy, which, if you're familiar with the developer, is rather interesting. It's made by Facepunch, who are the people behind Gary's Mod and Rust, this is quite a bit of a departure for them, needless to say. But I think that's cool because it shows the ability of some indie developers to really diversify their offerings, which I really like. And you guys know that I'm a big fan of shmups and twin stick stuff, and that's what this is. And hence the name. It's the ability is it's kind of a boss attack game, and the idea with this is that you're trying to take the enemy apart bit by bit as opposed to just destroying it in one go, which is a little bit different and I think kind of cool. Plus, it has a lot of other really interesting elements to it as well. So I played a little bit of it from when I was trying to stream it before, but as you know, I haven't done a lot of it yet. But this isn't going into it totally blind here. So yeah, it's $15 US, which comes to about $17.50 Canadian. Not too expensive. There's quite a bit of value in this, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to showing this to you guys. So that's what we're going to do here today, and we're going to see what we got going on with this here. All right. Yeah, this is a very unique take on this kind of thing, which I like, because there's a lot of shmups out there, and while there's a lot of good ones too, a lot of them do tend to be a little bit the same, you know? So yeah, so you have different sort of level tiers here and whatnot, and one of the things that's really cool about this game is it has a very interesting leaderboard and replay system, which I'm going to show you in more detail later here. So you see there's sort of different tiers and different enemies that you're going to be going after here as you do it, and this game is not easy, needless to say. There's a fair bit of challenge to it. Each of these battles can take quite a while, in fact. And you see it's really focused on speed running and things like that as well, because you're going to see there that there's actually a timer here as well. You kind of move a little bit like asteroids. So it's twin stick, which means that the left stick changes your direction that you're actually moving, and the right stick changes the way in which you're shooting, which is the little arrow above me there. So you see, I can stay in place and do that, or I can be moving one direction and shooting in another. And you see here, there's power-ups that come about, which give different things, and you can pick one per pair here. Avoid bullets, as you generally wish to do in a shmup. This is mostly the tutorial that we're doing here, but I think it's important to kind of show you guys where this thing gets a little bit different, right? And I really like the look of it. You know, it's very cartoony and in some ways low poly, but it's got this really nice sort of bubbly look to it, as well as it's very colorful, but because of that as well, this is a game that doesn't have super high technical requirements. So this is Repel, as you can see, which just knocks the bullets around. Again, really cool concept. There's not a lot of bullet hell type games out there where you have the ability to actually change the path of which the bullets move, right? Power-ups with a red border are dangerous, so not everything is on your side here. So if I touch that, I get something from it, but as you can see, it's going to make me pay for it. It'll cost you. So now I got to kill him. It's like, now you can kill me. Oh, gee, thanks. So you see here, I'm hitting him and breaking bits off of him, and then the ultimate goal is to get to the core, the center. Pro tip, you can break to aim your turrets. So you see, because there's a little bit of physics here, right? They're sort of seeing the idea. And everything is leaderboarded here based on time. And what's really cool about the leaderboard system in this game is that it actually records replays of everything. And the replays are super, super quick to download and retrieve. So if you want to watch somebody who had you know, an incredible run, or to be able to get some strategies from people, or potentially people who've had a, you know, a spectacularly bad run, you can do that if you want. And you can, and it's super easy to do. So you can look at any position on the leaderboard and say, hey, I want to watch this replay. I believe it's everybody. I don't think this is one of those games like a lot of the Japanese ones where you can choose to record a replay or not. I think all replays are recorded if you file to the leaderboard. We'll see about that. I may be wrong about that, but we're going to see here. So there we go. So I've got 2 repels left right now, as you can see. Don't necessarily need them. But as you can see now, he's also... See, I like this too. The power-ups are distributed in a lot of different ways, right? Sometimes you have that little bubble that appears. Other times, like in the case of this guy, he just spat out a bunch of power-ups. And if you can get in them and get out of the and get the bullets out your way, well, you can get them, right? So you see, and now I knocked a chunk off of him there. And I got another cannon option. And you see now I have 2 different power-ups in my inventory. So I'm playing with a controller. I suspect this game, I haven't tried it with a keyboard and mouse. It's a PC game, so it will support it, but I imagine it's a twin-stick game, so a controller is really what you're going to want to do with this thing. But you can use the left and right bumpers in order to cycle back and forth between your various options. So you see here, I'm picking up a lot of damage up power-ups, so I'm hurting a lot more. That's a cannon power-up that allows me to do more, you know, more significant damage to him in a single blast. This one here, double gun, pretty obvious. And there's a little bit of physics to this too, right? Like sometimes you'll actually, some of the various things you do will actually push you back and actually, you know, sort of knock you about. So you want to be careful about that. 4 guns shielding my core. So you see here, now we got to figure out how to get through that to get to him. And the bullet patterns are really unique and different, right? Which I think is kind of cool. Like, the thing with bullet hell games, especially a lot of bullet hell shmups, people who are really big into them will talk about how they are their art in many ways. They talk about having the bullet patterns. I gotta take off this sort of arm there and cut them off at the source. There it is. So a lot of people who are big fans of shmups will talk about how they are very artistic in the way that the bullet patterns are shown and things like that. They will say that you know, what makes a bullet hell shmup in particular really cool is not just how it plays, but how it looks. Because it's really nice to actually look at and appreciate the artistic value of the bullet patterns. It sounds weird, and I mean, it is a little bit, because it's a little bit niche, but I've always thought that was kind of a cool thing. And it's why a lot of people, even people who are not good at shmups, like I love shmups, but I'm terrible at them. And the reason a lot of people like shmups is because they like to watch and they like to just watch people play them at a high level, so they can not only see some incredible play, but also be able to, there we go, done. And it's my personal best, so there we go. Oh, and my buddy Dirty99, really good streamer over on Twitch, you should follow, by the way. So he beat me a little bit here. So people really like to see, like to appreciate the artistic value of them. And this game has a little bit of that. I think some of the bullet patterns in this look very nice, actually. And I think that's pretty cool in its way. So you see here, here's Kraken, which is another one. This monster does not deserve. They all have these little funny, goofy things to them, right? So let's try this one out. So you see, I still got on the leaderboard, even though I didn't complete it. You don't have to finish it to be able to file, which I think is kind of interesting. Obviously, you're not going to place high if you don't finish it. But cool idea, right? And you see, all of the bosses have these very unique... This is what I like about them. They're very uniquely designed. They all have their own little personalities. They all have very distinctive looks. They even have distinctive bullet patterns. This guy's an underwater kraken, you know, so he's shooting bubbles at me sometimes, you know? Everyone has a very different look and feel to them. It's not like you're fighting the same things over and over and over again, right? And I really like that. I think that's pretty cool. Ooh, turret. I love turrets in shmups and games like this. You know, little autonomous things that are just out there to help you out. Love that. I love that stuff. So, looks like this guy's not like an option in Gradius or something where he follows you around. He just, you point him somewhere, hit the button, and he stays in place. So, and then we've got some slow-mo here. So, and as you can see, it's not just a series of single enemies, right? As you saw there in the first one, it's actually a series of enemies that you're fighting. Oh crap. Okay, so I took a hit there. You see, and they all talk to you, and they all have these little, you know, these little goofy lines to them, and that it's really charming. I really like the sense of personality that they gave this game, both visually and in other ways. I think it's cool, and it's very clear that while they wanted to put their own spin on what a shmup is, they definitely get what a bullet hell is supposed to be. You know, what it's supposed to be about, what the appeal is, what people really like about it. And both from a playability and an artistic perspective. And oh my god, that guy doesn't go away quick, does he? Holy crap. And they still maintain that. Will you go away already? Holy nuts. That was a lot longer than the danger power-up it showed us in the tutorial. Does this one just stick around for the entirety of the round? Because that's just cruel, bro. Yeah, and he tracks, so he's always above us too. Oh my good lord. But as you can see here, it's already ramping up here. It's getting a little wonkadoo. Yes, that is totally a word, by the way. Even if it's a word I made up in my head a long time ago. Kind of sounds like something Aussies would say. I don't know. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna. Hey, see, it's even got this sort of little. It's kind of minimalist, but it's like EDM chiptune kind of stuff. It's got the little to it, but it's also got and a little bit of almost jazz feel to it. But it's also got a little bit of chiptuney stuff in it. Like it's just the game. This game is just dripping in unique and, you know, bubbly, chipper even personality. You know, it has really, to me, it has really good and interesting gameplay mechanics, but also just a solid personality to wrap it all in. You know, if this was just very bland or very, you know, not that interesting to look at or sound or anything, it wouldn't be as compelling, because you're not only getting it not only plays well, but you're sort of enjoying the look and sound of it as you do it. And you see, like, these boss designs, right? Like, it's all just little chips. It's not really pixel art per se, but you can see the pixel art inspirations in this, right? And you see now it's mixed things up a little bit because there's little sub bosses up here. You know, they're not crazy complex boss designs artistically, but they're really cool. You know, they look really interesting and different, and they're just sort of appealing in their own little way. Oh god. Okay. So you see, you can take a hit here, and I don't believe you have a set duration of health. I think it's either regenerating, because you see there I have the little spinny icon around me. I think it's either regenerating or it's until you pick up another power-up or something. I'm not 100% sure. I don't believe it tutorialized that, did it? So we should probably check in on that. But you got to really make sure that you use your power-ups, especially, you know, this is only the second boss. So needless to say, this is not an easy game. This game is going to challenge you quite a bit. And the challenge is obviously not just in finishing the levels, but ultimately redoing your runs to try to get higher and higher up on the leaderboard. And it's going to get... You don't want to hoard power-ups. As you can see, and I've been doing that because a lot of people in games like this are very much have the "but I might need it later" syndrome, right? Where they're very much like, well, I could use this now, but something might come up that could be more important, and by the time you realize it, you're at the end of the game, and you have all these power-ups that you never friggin' used. It's a curse of games like this. As you can plainly see, this game is not really that stingy with the power-ups. So use them regularly and use them often, I think, because I think failing to use them is at your peril. As I understand it, I don't believe this game gives you any kind of incentive or bonus for oh god. I don't believe this game gives you any kind of incentive or bonus for finishing with power-ups. Like, you know how a lot of score attack arcade shmups will give you extra points if you didn't use any screen clearing bombs or things like that? Yeah, this doesn't do that. This is pretty much the primary scoring metric in this game is time. So you want to do whatever you can to get through this thing as quickly as possible. Okay, we're gonna freeze here for a minute. Give myself a little bit of breathing room. Clear that out. All right. Okay, here we go. But you can see this is only the second boss in this track, so it's already not screwing around, you know? Oh, geez. Okay, really needed repel on that one, didn't I? Holy nuts. Okay, now we gotta dig. We gotta... Again, I'm hoarding too many power-ups. It's time to dig a path in here and start banging on this piece. All right. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's slow-mo this. Now, the only thing with slow-mo that's kind of a bummer is it does slow your own guns down, too. It's not like a Max Payne thing where... Well, Max Payne slows everything down there as well. Hey! We did it! And there we go. Achievement unlocked. 7 minutes, 8 seconds. And as you can see, I'm the 2350th person on this leaderboard. So, I could do a lot better. A lot better. Indeed. So... But you're kind of getting the core idea of what this is about, right? But you can see it's all leaderboarded really cool. Like right here, see? Top 40%. You know, it gives you, just like a lot of modern games do that. The Forza Horizon games are very good at that, right? They give you that little, hey, you're in the top 40%. You're not doing too bad, but maybe you try it again, you do a little bit better, you know? That kind of thing. So very cool. So here's another one down here. So you see there's different tiers to this. So this is called Crusade. Everything must be exterminated. Invasion, a powerful foe approaches. And as you can see, there's a number of bosses in each one. You can also toggle between friend leaderboards. Looks like Dirty has only done that first level, which is kind of funny. Or you can go full global. So let's check out the Medusa. This is one I tried and failed at before. Guy's got a little bit of an attitude, as you can see. But you can see, look, we're into the second tier, and we're already getting hosed. Now, I may be wrong about this, but I think the difference between the two tiers is that the first one, in the first tier, you are fighting a series of enemies that are each less powerful. Whereas in this tier, I believe you're fighting a single enemy who is extremely powerful. Which, as you can kind of see, seems pretty accurate here. Because this guy's sending... Look at what this guy's sending after me now. He's sending, like, this crazy worm thing at me. And I believe that's the case. I think with these guys... It's this track, it's single hard enemies as opposed to several enemies that are less brutal. I believe I'm right. I believe that's how this is. Okay, that guy finally screwed off. Okay, good. But as you can see now in this level, like, some of the bullets are hard to see. Like, it's really tough. It's a lot to manage. Okay, there goes my shield. You know, there's a lot to manage in here. Okay, my phone decided to wake up and think I was asking it to do a Google search, which I really wasn't, but it seems to have been... My phone seems to have gotten a lot more sensitive lately. Holy jeez. Ow. Ow. Oh, God. Cut me a solid here, bro. Wait, no, it's not. It's a bullet hell shmup. That's not what they do. Okay, there we go. So we blew that up. Okay, I picked up another shield. I think that was the smarter play there. Now this guy that's coming after me, see, he's got that sort of blue ball on his tail. I don't know if I can actually... Shooting it doesn't seem to do anything, so I don't know if it's actually destroyable or if it's just the case that I gotta wait it out. But as you can see here, this is a game that very quickly becomes a true bullet hell. Like, this game does not faff around. It demands a lot of you. And you know what? Some people are going to be into this and some people are not. A lot of people don't like bullet hells or even shmups in general because they're not easy. They get demanding very, very quickly. And they... Oh, God, he's got two of them on me now. Why, monkey? You know, they are very demanding, and they demand a lot of practice and a lot of repetition and a lot of patience. And I don't blame anyone for not having those. Like, I came up on games back in the era where high score was just about everything, right? And for me, that's why I like these games. I'm not good at shmups. You know, there's only one or two that I'm actually pretty decent at. And I am not competition grade on any of them. And to be honest, I will usually play a shmup for a little while and then quit fairly early because I get frustrated. Which is really not the ideal use case for one of these types of games, right? But I still really like them because I like the pure visceral mechanics of it. These are not games with crazy stories. These are not games with you know, any deep meaning behind them. They're just pure raw gameplay. And as I've said many times before, while I love good stories in games, I'm a mechanics first player. I want a game that plays super well. Oh no, I'm not dead yet. Not dead yet. Not dead yet. I will take a game that plays well over a game that does anything else. Nope. Okay, it's not one single enemy. So these are just way harder. This is just hard mode. Oh boy. Okay. Well, there we have it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, this is vicious. So, yeah. So this is a game that demands a lot of you, and some people are not going to be down for that, and I totally get it. Shmups, especially of the bullet hell variety, have always been considered a subgenre and a pretty decent-sized niche. The thing I like about studios like Facepunch is that they are so successful with Garry's Mod and Rust that they can choose, and they kind of hint at this on their website if you look at some of the other games that they're working on and promoting now, is that they've become a lot more about doing these little experimental things and appealing to niches because they can. You know, they've had two very large mainstream successes that have given them a fantastic base of capital, so they're able to do these cool and unique things. And I like that they're a developer that's willing to spread their wings a little bit and take some creative risks as opposed to just hoarding that money and doing nothing of interest with it like a lot of developers, especially bigger ones. And they made something really cool here. Again, it's not going to be for everybody. I think you're going to have to be a patient gamer, one with very good hand-eye coordination, and one who is willing to have to do the same level over and over again to get good at it, to finish it, and then really be willing to do it over and over again some more to get better at it. You know, that's really the key with this thing here. Okay, so I can repel the big guys too with this. That's really cool. Oh my god. So I don't think I'm going to be getting through this one here, but we'll see. I mean, hey, I got way further at this than I did the last time I played this game, and funny enough, I tend to do a lot better at games like this when I'm recording, which doesn't make a lot of sense. You'd think there'd be a lot more pressure on in that situation, but nope. Nope, yeah, well, I'm glad you agree. So, yeah, I gotta take out all his little sub-turrets before I can get to the core, but at least I've cleared a path through to the core, so. But as you can see here, I don't know if you can see it on with my small portrait there, but my eyes are kind of darting all over the place here because I've got to focus on where the target is that I'm trying to hit, and then I've also got to dart my eyes around to look at the various types of enemies and bullets that are coming at me so that I can focus on that. It's a lot to manage at once, and it can be very stressful. I'm not gonna lie. It requires a lot of concentration, and my god, I thought I got through to the core. I didn't. He has one more turret, you little bugger. Alright, come here, you. Ugh. Oh, this is gonna go poorly because I have no power-ups. So it looks like those little... There we go. So it looks like those little sort of faded circles actually just they just slow you down. They don't directly hurt you. So that's kind of the core idea, guys, with this. What I'm just going to show you here is how cool the leaderboard and replay system works. So you can see here with Kraken, you've got this. You can go X to go replays, and look at this. You can go to literally everyone in here and watch what they did. Now, I'm not sure. Yep, there it is. See, look how quickly, that was a 7-minute replay. Look how quickly it downloaded it. And it even shows you there on the right, like, you can actually comment on people's replays if you want. And it shows that it's outdated, which probably means that this person maybe has done something more sooner. See, this was recorded back in June. But look how cool this is. You can pause it. You can, you know, you can resume it. Look, when you pause it, it shows as currently active things. You can speed it up. So I can go do. Look, it shows what items and effects are in use at any particular time. You can instantly click in to say, I want to attempt this level. So you can just jump right in. I don't believe you can jump into where he was. Let's see. No, you're just playing the level that person was on. But you can go here and you can go down to the leaderboards right within the level if you like. Like, let's go here. Scroll way up. Now, I don't know if there's a quick way to jump to the top, which is kind of a bummer, but there. Downloading replay. See, you can do it in whatever speed you want. You can slow it way down if you're maybe on a little bit of downers right now and you want to see that, you know. And you can comment on the replays, which is kind of cool. I don't really know. I'm assuming the person just sees that if they pull up their own replay. I actually don't really know how that works. Oh, yes, you can jump into the level. Check this out. There's a hijack function. Look at that. Now I jumped right into where his replay was. This is seriously cool tech. Now, I don't believe I can file my... I hope I can't file my own replay to the leaderboard based on that, because if you take over some high-level guy's replay, you know, when he's 10 seconds from the end and finish it for him, that would be pretty crap. So, I'm sure it doesn't work that way. But if you want to practice, right, you find that high-level player who's really kicking ass at the game, hit one button, and then guess what? You're jumping right in where they were, and you can do that and dive back in. Super cool. And even multi-minute replays download in a matter of seconds. Honestly, the game in general plays really well, but I think this is great. It's one of its greatest strengths. Is how cool this is. Look, you can look through all your own replays. Look, everything is here. You can delete replays, I think, that you don't, yeah, you can delete replays that you don't want to keep. So I can go back to, like, this is when I originally tried to cover the game. I don't know what these ones are that are from the year 1. Don't feel that video games existed back then, but yeah, and look at that. You can share a link to the replay, so it copies it to your Windows clipboard, so it's a link that you can send to people. Super cool! It's a really, really good system, and I think this is kind of a in terms of this kind of system is a real game changer. I think it is very, very slick, and compared to a lot of the shmups that I've seen out there that do have replay systems that aren't bad, none of them go this far with it, and I think it's a really slick thing. So yeah, that is Chippy. It's developed by Facepunch Studios. It's $15 US. I really enjoy it. It's it's not for the faint of heart or patience, but it is a very good game with a really nice personality, really nice audio-visual style, and a replay and leaderboard system that is pretty much unparalleled. And I've seen a lot of games that attempt to do this kind of thing, and even the ones that do it well don't do it this well. So I highly recommend it. It is on PC. I do not believe it is on the consoles or planned for it, though it would be great. This would be perfect on any of the systems. This would be a really nice Switch game, actually. So hopefully maybe they get it out to those places, but I really like it, and I highly recommend giving it a try. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you do like this stuff, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment and tell me what you think about it. You know, what do you think of Chippy, and is this something that interests you? Have you tried it out, and then what have your experiences been with it? Definitely let me know. And of course, I also do multiple variety streams a week over at mixer.com/pxabstraction. So if you want to see me do stuff live instead of live to tape, you're welcome to join me over there. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. You guys have a good one. Take it easy.